Hello, everyone. I'm Dennis.
I'm Andrew.
We are known as the Crafty Lumberjacks. We're coming to you live from Astoria, Queens, New York. I see there's Long Island, Maryland. We got a lot of people visiting today. We're so happy to see you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Michaels for having us, and of course to Fiskars for having us. We're going to be doing a fun giveaway at the end of the class today.
Yes, and that's just for you who are watching right now because this video will be posted on YouTube. And this is a great class if you are crafting along or if you want to do it later. It's a great class to revisit because it's a little complex. So we should probably get started pretty soon. We are making these little pocket notebooks, which are so cute.
They're so cute. This is all made out of paper. This is a great project because you can use scrap paper or whatever you have laying in your house. And again, you can kind of coordinate this for the season or for however you see fit. We're actually going to be using these as mini photo albums. We host a lot of parties here, and we always have our little camera out, so we never know what to do with the photos. So we
always end up with all these photos. We're like, what do we do with them?
How perfect. Yeah. So then, each time we have a party, we can put these out, and then everybody can look through and say, oh my gosh, I remember that year.
Yeah, so we actually created this to fit perfectly with the photos from our camera. So you can actually make these any size you want. If you're crafting along, we're going to be giving the dimensions that we use for these, or you can, use your imagination and make them as big or as small as you want.
Yes, we do these classes every month. Next month, we have a craft class for National Sewing Month. Is February. Oh my gosh. Is September 13th. It's a Friday. And we're going to be making these adorable hand-stitched cards.
I love this craft.
So cute. And we're also going to be featuring the Fiskars card and envelope maker. We actually made this envelope from a scrap piece of paper with the Fiskars gifting board. So that's going to be really fun. So we're going to go over how to make that too in next month's class.
This is a great class too. I just want to give a shout out. If you do not know how to sew, this is a really great one because it's a very simple technique. I do not know how to sew, and I actually made this one. So
yes, we're going to be doing a lot of cutting today. So if you are a child, please, make sure you're supervised by an adult. And again, if you just want to hang out and watch, or if you want to craft along, please do so.
Yes.
But I think we should get started. Thank you all for being here again.
Yeah, I will say this craft is a little bit advanced. It's a little more tricky. So if you do need help, ask somebody in the room or write us in the chat.
There you go. All right, so let's start. So we're going to be taking some of our cardstock here. We have a whole bunch. We're going to be making our little notebooks and have about 24 pages in our notebook. Again, like Andrew said, you can cater it and customize it to whatever amount of paper that you want. So we're going to start by cutting our paper. We're using the Fiskars cutting.
The paper cutter.
Love
the paper
Love
cutter.
this because we live in a small one-bedroom apartment. So anytime that we can have an extension or it could fit under our couch or our bed, it's perfect. So I love this because it has the extra elbow here. So you can get a little more distance, a little ruler there. And I love this because A of all, it's so sharp. And B of all, it has a ruler right on it. So you don't have to think too much. All of the numbers are right there in front of you. Really easy to use. I'm going to be taking an 8x10 piece of paper or whatever this kind of computer paper.
Yeah, 8.5 by 11, I think it.
Yes, and we're just going to start cutting it in half. And again, I'm making these about 4.5 by 3.
Yeah, 4.25.
Oh, sorry, 4.25
by 3.
By 3.
Now, if you are following along, you can also follow along on our website because we have a written out tutorial with all the dimensions, pictures, and step-by-step instructions. So if you want like a little extra help, you can look at that too. That's craftylumberjacks.com. I'm sure Kayla's going to share the link.
Yeah, we also have all the links to all the products that we're using today and a step-out tutorial of how to do it. So, we're going for even pages here. Again, sometimes it's not ever going to be perfect. This is a handmade craft, so we're going to do our best. So again, I'm making individual sheets of paper here, cutting my cardstock, and I'm doing 4.25 by 3. Each paper, I'm going to get about 6 mini pieces of paper. It cuts like butter.
It cuts like butter.
It cuts like butter. And actually, you don't need them, but they do sell replacement blades for any of the Fiskars products or paper cutters. We find we never have to replace them. We do have replacements, but this is one of the oldest and most trustworthy brand
Yes, you know, but it's really nice to have a replacement because then you don't have to buy the whole thing, you know?
That's true. That's true. Like if you just feel like
you really save money. If you really want to make it sharper, then it does save you money. So 4 1/4. And you know what I was thinking, Dennis, when we were cutting this, because it is a lot of repetition with this. What I also love about the this paper cutter is this is plastic. You could take a dry erase marker and mark out exactly where you need it to be, just to help you out. Do you think that's a good idea?
What? No, I do think it's a good idea.
I thought it was brilliant.
Party on, Garth.
Party on, Wayne. So as Dennis is cutting, if you do not have a paper cutter, you could still do this with a pair of scissors and a ruler. Like Dennis said, this is handmade. So if every piece of paper is not exact, that's a-okay. That's the best thing about handmade projects is they don't have to be perfect. In fact, the imperfections make it even better.
Pretty please, don't you ever feel like you're less than perfect. Okay, so I did 2 pieces. You want to count how many I got there?
Sure. I think it's going to be about 12.
We're cutting it in half. We're going the long ways here and just sliding it down. I'm doing 4 1/4 because that is half of the piece of the paper. So then we can get 6 individual small pieces of paper. And again, like we said, this is the size that we're doing. You can do your own size if you want. You just have to make sure that all your pieces are as even as possible. I am following along on the chat. Debbie L, that's me in perfection. You're perfect.
How many rectangles are you cutting? We're cutting 24. You can cut as many as you would like. But we chose 24.
Because that's my age.
Yeah, 24 years ago.
Literally. It goes fast, guys. Enjoy every moment. And of course, you know, like we said, we do these classes every month. So if there's something that you see that we made last month or even last year, like they had said, they share all these videos on Michael's YouTube channel.
Yes.
So you can go back and you can still craft along with us or any of their other, oh, thank you. I'm like not paying attention.
That's okay. I got your back.
I'm trying to talk and cut.
I know.
It's very
difficult.
difficult.
You're doing a great job, though.
Thank you.
Yes, you can look back and revisit the classes. You can also go back to our website and check out all the blog posts.
Yeah, and we have tons of different projects, and we're not the only instructors here that help with Michaels and Fiskars. There's other instructors and other teachers and other amazing projects on the website and on their YouTube. So you should go check it out if you're having a rainy day or if you're feeling like, you know, you want to work with your hands or just have something to do.
Yes.
You know, especially I see a family joining today. Hello. You know, we always kind of talk about crafting isn't so much about the end product. It's about the journey. You know, it's about making memories, feeling accomplished that you did something with your hands.
Yes.
You know, coming together with the people that you love and sharing a shared memory.
I love that.
How many more do I need? Where are we at?
One more? God, I need to count. I think one more sheet. One more sheet. You know what I was going to say? I think Connie just said she's going to give these as gifts.
Oh, I love that.
I love that too. Actually, I think that might be good.
And then I think you, you know, again, you can kind of customize these for the person that you're gifting. So if they're a super Halloween lover, Michael's has a really fun paper aisle where you can get all kinds of different paper and colors and themes. You know, so you can, this is one of my favorite that we did. This came from one of the Michael's paper packs. And I just love this super mystical, shiny paper that we got. It's so cute. It has mushrooms and leaves and
we actually got 24 already.
Oh, okay. We're good.
Sorry. I was going to say, I'll save my thought for later so we can keep moving on. But I have an idea for these books.
Wow.
All right. So we're going to use the paper cutter in just a few steps. We're going to now move on to our next step. Now that we have our 24 pieces of cut paper, the next step is we're going to clip the pages together. Now we're going to be using binder clips for this. If you don't have binder clips, you probably could use rubber bands.
Yes, and our little tip is we also cut a little piece of felt because we didn't want to get any markings from the binder clip. And sometimes it can kind of leave an impression or an indent or something like that. So our little tip, anytime we use binder clips with any of our craft projects, we have a little piece of felt in there.
I was going to say, we always have binder clips on hand, and the cut pieces of felt are already in there. It just really helps. If you have binder clips right now and you don't have felt, you could use a paper towel, right? You could just use something else to help.
Oh yeah, napkin and paper towel.
Yeah, anything.
You know, and again, that's just us being particular. You don't have to do that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of line up all my 24 pieces of paper together the best I can. They're pretty even and consistent.
Very even.
Even though I was rushing. And I'm just going to kind of do my paper clips on one side.
Yes.
Because now we're going to bind all the paper together with a little bit of glue and another piece of paper. And I'm also going to use my Fiskars.
This is the heavy duty, easy change detail knife,
Hey-o.
which is super fun. It comes in this kit, and actually this is going to be a part of the giveaway today.
We're obsessed with this kit. Great. You can see it's kind of been through the ringer. It has different saws.
We've been using this for so long.
Yes, and actually you can use any kind of blade. You can even use the edge of your scissors for this. And what I love about this is it's super easy to change. You just pop that off, and then the blade comes right off.
Isn't that cool? I love that. Now, if you don't have one of those right now, you can use a serrated kitchen knife.
Yes, or just your scissor.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to add some slits in the paper here, just so that when I add my binding and my glue, it kind of adheres a little better.
Yes.
So we're kind of just roughing it up, and I'm just going to kind of take it. There's
Please
yeah, of course, be careful.
Now, you want to make sure that it has a groove all the way through. Like Dennis said, it really is so the glue has something to adhere to. It's not just a flat surface. This is going to help with the longevity of the book.
Yes, and that's kind of goes for any kind of project that you're working on. Like if you're spray painting or painting or gluing or clay. Yes, like, you know, things will adhere better. Like your spray paint will adhere better if you give it like a quick sanding, yeah, like with a piece of sandpaper. So that's essentially what we're doing here.
Okay, I saw someone ask if this was computer paper or cardstock. This is cardstock. You probably could do it with computer paper. We just love cardstock, and they have so much.
And we have like a huge basket. Like anytime we go to Michael's, we're just constantly picking up cardstock.
I have an obsession with cardstock.
Literally, okay. It's too much.
So Dennis is pouring out some craft glue for this next step, and we are going to apply it with a brush. But the next step, what we need is a piece of paper. To wrap around. So the size of the piece of paper I have is.
This is tacky glue. This is the craft glue. We took the labels off for like branding. Things from like a video like years ago, but this is the craft glue. You can find it in the glue aisle. You can really use any type of glue for this project. This is just what we had, and it's kind of our go-to glue. It's just plain old craft glue.
Can you go a bit slower? Sure, we're gonna
we're trying because there's a lot of different steps that we're going to try to get through.
Okay, so
where's the silicone mat?
Okay, before we glue it, we do need a piece of computer paper. You want a thinner piece of paper for this step, meaning something a little more malleable. Just a scrap piece of computer paper or book paper, like lined paper, will work just fine. The dimensions for this is 2.5 by 4.25. Now, I'm just going to show you real quick that what we're going to do is basically we're going to add some glue to the spine, and then we're going to, wrap this around and adhere it. It's basically going to become, it's going to bind the book, and then we'll glue all this together.
Yeah, keeps all the pages together.
So it just needs to be the same length and just a little bit less wide than the paper.
Absolutely. Yes, of course. And you don't need to have... Andrew was saying computer paper, but just any type of scrap paper you have. Like if you have a notebook paper on your fridge, or you can even use some junk mail or an envelope. It doesn't matter. You're not really going to see this
You'll never see that.
Okay, so now that we have that, I'm just going to glue this on. And I'm working on my silicone mat, which will be a part of the giveaway as well. And that is, if you come to these classes, you know we love our silicone mat because not only does it protect our surfaces, it is really easy to clean. So we paint on it, we glue on it. We protect our table with it. Then we rinse it off after every class and let it hang up in our shower. And I'm just adding a light coating of glue here on the edge, the opposite side of where I have my binder clips.
And then a nice heavy coating of glue like on the spine.
Yes. And now I'm just going to, actually, let me go a little deeper because you made this pretty large, which is fine. Again, it doesn't need to be. Oops. So I'm just going to line that up with my edge here and wrap it around. Press in place. And now I'm actually going to take my bone folder. Again, we use this pretty much every class. This is the bone folder. Great for scrapbooking, great for sewing, great for mini pocket notebook making.
I love that.
And I'm just going to use the bone folder to just smooth it out. Make sure this is really pressed nice and
yes. So I saw a question. Does the glue go on the serrated edge? That is correct. The glue goes on the serrated edge. So the cutting will help keep the glue in place.
And that is how we made the inside
can I
of
show you what I like to do?
Sure, you do. You take over.
I like to take this and I like to kind of like
yes, just
really dig it in.
Get it in there.
Which is nice. It's really, because you really want the spine.
I see so many people crafting along. It's so great to see you all.
You really want that to really be nicely adhered. So I like to push it in. Now, if you don't have one of these at the moment, you can use your fingers. You can even use your Fiskars scissors. There you go. Now,
yes, Tom, I see you gluing.
I did read, if you're not crafting along with us today and you have a ton of supplies, I actually did read that a piece of crepe paper, white crepe paper.
Oh, yes, we saw that. We actually
is actually really helpful too. It's something with the how do you say that word? Elasticity. That really just helps with the binding. But we've actually been like flipping through these books that we made exactly like this, and they have been lasting so well. I'm so impressed. All right, so then we're going to put this aside and let this dry. I'm going to give everybody a moment. If you're still crafting, not to worry. I'm going to just move this and try to clean up our space a little bit. I think that's always the hardest part about crafting, is just keeping things organized.
Is that just about crafting, or is that about life?
For me, it's about life.
Yes, Connie knows.
Oh, boy.
Does the glue go on the... Oh, yes, we already answered that question. Yes, the serrated edge. Mom Hom said, FYI, the weight of paper for pagers, #60 by 90 works well for the cardstock.
Oh,
good to know.
Thank you. All right, Dennis, you ready to cut?
Oh, I'm cutting? Okay, sure, yeah.
Or you want me to do it?
All right. No, I can do it.
Okay.
So now we're using a little thicker piece of paper. This is, we're actually using the back of the paper card pack that we had. But you can use, I think for the materials, we put that little cardboard that they sell at Michael's.
Yeah.
But you can use a tissue box. You can use a cereal box.
Mm-hmm.
You just want something a little thicker than the cardstock.
Yes. I love this craft because you really can use things you have. So really just think of something that's like a cereal box material, and that will give you a nice stiff backing.
Yeah, or cover.
Cover. There we go.
And for this, just because it's a little heavier, although our other paper cutter, oh my gosh, although our other paper cutter will work, we're just taking out the big boy here. This is one of the industrial paper cutters that Fiskars has. And we use this for a lot of materials that are a little thicker than paper or cardstock, just because we have it.
Absolutely. I love this thing because you really can cut heavy duty materials. Now, if you're at home and you're saying, oh gosh, I don't have this, you can use a pair of Fiskars scissors and cut your cardboard just like that. It will be fine.
Or you can use your same paper cutter.
Yes.
So now we're going to cut the cover and the back cover, and we want to cut it a little larger than the paper that we cut.
Yes. Now, when we say a little larger, we just mean like a centimeter larger on each side. And that's just because when you look at a book, you know, the cover is always just a little bit bigger than the pages inside.
Now, the only thing is I need help when you say 1 centimeter. Just that little dash?
Yeah, just that little dash.
Okay, so it's,
Are you lined up
4
there?
1/4 with plus a little dash.
You know, we are not the best mathematicians. You know, my dyslexia does not help with that, but I do really appreciate that Fiskars does make it very easy to do.
This is not part of the giveaway, but if you have the means, this is also one of our favorite cutters because it makes you feel like a warrior.
I love that. Any craft tool that can make you feel good.
And of course,
is
you
useful.
can also lock it in place. You know, they really think of anything and everything to keep these as safe as possible. Okay, so I did 4 1/4 with a little centimeter dash, and now I'm going to do 3 and a little centimeter dash.
Connie said, "Dear Santa, please bring me this paper cutter."
Yes.
Love
There
it.
you
That's
go.
great.
Smooth like butter, the way I like it, my vegan butter. Okay, 3 and a little dash, just lining it up. Again, making sure this is pressed up against the little bar that they have here for, you know, precision cutting and measuring. And then again, this little thicker piece of cardboard is what we're going to be using for our back cover and our front cover.
Dennis, great job. Those are very equal.
I mean,
oh, did you show how? Look at that.
Oh yeah, it just folds up and then it actually just clicks right in together.
That's
and then
really
you can
nice.
lock in the blade here.
That's really nice because it also is great for storage. You know, we don't have a lot of space, so that is perfect. All right. So is everybody caught up who is crafting right now?
Half and half.
Half and half?
Yes.
That's great. Okay. We're going to do a little more cutting, if you don't mind.
This is, you know, I got to say, like, the repetition of this project, that's why we did 3, because we were just vibing. We were binge watching. We were already watching Halloween things, and just cutting, gluing. And we had really a good time putting these together.
Yes, and it was like we did the first one, we were like, okay, and then we did the second one and the third, and we were like, oh, okay, I got the groove. Okay, so the next one is we're going to cut the book cover covers. So do you want to cut this or do you want me to cut it?
Sure. I'm the designated cutter.
So you can use the regular thing, and then we want to make sure that the suns are all going the same way. And we're going to do 6 by 9.
Oh, yes, because this is going to be a bigger piece because this is going to go on the front and back cover. You'll kind of see it as we do it. So just
essentially, we're cutting, just so you all know, we're cutting this piece.
Yeah, so this is, you want to take the most vibrant, the most colorful. This is the piece that you're going to see on the outside of your notebook.
Yes, it's the cover of the cover.
Yeah, so you want to make it a nice little piece of cute paper.
Yeah.
So Andrew,
so we want the
pick
9
these
to be.
suns
We want the
for
9
some
to
reason.
Do you not like that one?
No, it's fine.
I thought it was cute. It was also a scrap piece we had, so I thought, why not?
Okay, so we're doing 9.
Wait, no, 9 the other way. I think.
Oh, 9 the other way. Okay.
Is there enough?
Let's see. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Nine by 6.
9 by 6.
This is, he likes to set me up for failure. So if anything goes wrong, you could say, well, you cut it. But why would anything go wrong when crafting,
You know, when you get to a point you've been together so long, it's the little things.
There you go. So we have our 6x9 cover, front cover and back cover done with a cute piece of paper.
Yes. All right. So now.
Yes. Oh, I like that, Tom.
Now we're going to flip over our piece of cut paper, and we're going to place our
silicone mat
pieces right on top.
So this is the thicker cardboard piece that we use, or not cardboard, but just the thicker pieces. And we're just going to line them up here. We're going to get the silicone mat because we're going to be gluing. I love this project too because it's one of those like, okay, I'm doing it. It doesn't really make sense. It kind of makes sense. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh,
it made sense.
The I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I did it.
Okay, so now we're going to take our first piece and we're going to brush our craft glue right all on top of it. Now, if you don't have a paintbrush with you right now and you're crafting along, you could take another piece that you're not using and brush it so it's a nice even.
Yeah, essentially what you want to do is not have kind of like, a mountain of glue, and you want to make it as smooth as possible for, a clean look.
You just don't want any gloops,
No gloops.
So I'm taking my one piece that I haven't glued down, and I'm basically going to be sort of centering these two. So I'm going to place this one on the left side, just like this. The first piece doesn't really matter as much as the second piece. Now, to line up the second piece, I'm going to...
Oh, you know what? We should have gotten our Fiskars brayer.
Oh, yeah. I love that thing. But, I can just use this.
Yeah, use the bone folder. So you're just smoothing that down into place.
That's a funny thing about crafting. You're always like, after the third or fourth time, you're like, oh, I could have done it this way, or I could use this tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our pages and I'm going to line it up here. And this is going to help me figure out where I'm going to glue my
the back cover.
The back cover. Now, we did this 3 times, and each time we kind of realized you need to give more space than it's shown.
Yes, let me get on the chat in case anybody has questions.
So you can line it up and then give yourself, I don't know, another centimeter or 2, just so it doesn't crunch, it doesn't smush the pages so much. Does that make sense?
No. yeah, it does.
Okay, so now I'm going to glue this.
Kimberly said, do you use soap to clean the glue brush? Yes, we do. And actually we use dish soap.
Yeah.
And actually dish soap is like our go-to whenever we have any kind of weird
residue.
Yeah, residue paint. I find like for whatever reason, and maybe this is kind of like the oil spill, Dawn soap, whatever, for whatever reason, dish soap is always our go-to when we have to clean our hands or our brushes or our...
even like this.
Yeah,
you can even
bowls,
just
our glue bowls.
You can soak them. Okay, so I have glue on my second piece of cardboard, and then I'm going to
lay it down, and someone had suggested like a millimeter gap, which I think is pretty accurate. And again, we're just eyeballing it. You can measure this and be as precise as you want, but this really is just as acceptable.
Yeah, I actually think there are things where we were making it the first time, and I was like, gosh, is this going to work?
Lisa said, so basically you have to leave room to fold over the edges. Yes.
Lisa, thank you so much. Okay, I'm just going to push it out just a little bit more. Okay, so now we have this set. And our next step is we're going to cut the corners. This is just going to help with the
Kimberly
folding.
said something. Can you use cloth as a cover?
Oh, absolutely.
And I actually think that would be adorable.
That would be so cute. We actually thought about using cloth, and then we were like,
maybe we're using cloth in September.
Yeah, maybe we should kind of like try to do this like scrap-wise. But yes, cloth would be so cute.
With the denim pocket, yes. And then you can have like a little pen in there or something.
Okay, so our next step is we're going to be cutting. I'm just going to maybe draw this so you can kind of see. Basically, we're just cutting off the corners. like this. So I'm going to cut that on each one. This is just going to help with the fold.
Are you sure that's the right? Do you want to look at the picture that we had?
Dennis is like, look at the blog post. Do you see it?
Because I thought it was more of like a V. Yes, I love that idea. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's straight across and then a little kind of
I don't
angle.
even know if it matters that much how you do it. You just want to get rid of this corner. There you go.
Yes,
And
I
then
love an
repeat.
upcycle.
And you know what? This seems like really long. I'm just going to trim it off. Because you're
The
not going to see
Scrappy Craft Show, led by Teddy.
There we go. What do you think, Dennis?
And again, we have all these steps with pictures on our website, craftylumberjacks.com, in case you need a guide along, pictures, visuals. And again, this will be on the Michael's YouTube channel, so never fear, you can always revisit it.
All right, so our next step is to glue down these flaps. And I'm just going to take our brush and glue it. And then we're
Yes,
gonna
Kimberly
fold it.
has all the ideas. I love it.
Oh, speaking of ideas. Okay, I had an idea because we were talking that
Daddy had an idea.
we were talking about why we created this initially, and it was because we had all of these instant photographs that we didn't know what to do with. So I'm just taking my fingers and I'm going to fold it down.
Then you could use the
the bone folder. And my idea was, you know what? I think I'm going to cut a little bit of this. Maybe you were right about the V.
Mm-hmm. Like you doubted me. I'm always right.
Okay.
Connie knows it.
All right. I need someone to validate my idea right now.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. This is about you, not me.
Get with the program. It always is. Okay. My idea is, at the end of the holiday season, who is left with so many greeting cards from people? Wouldn't it be cute to make this much bigger and then put, whether it's like the inside or just the outside of the greeting cards, like in each page?
That'd be so cute.
Like, wouldn't that be so cute? And then every year you could put the date on and be like, oh, these were the greeting cards from that year.
Yes. As we go on, we remember.
I think it's a great
Kimberly
idea.
approves.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Lisa says yes.
Thank you, Lisa.
Great memory idea. Yes, I feel like because we get all these things and we hold on to them and we never know what to do with them. And then in 3 years, when I'm like, why am I holding on to these cards? And then I feel bad throwing them away. And I'm like, oh, but what happened?
Sorry,
here?
I was going to say, I didn't fold this exactly. And I just want to make sure it's really nice against there. So
there you go.
I think that's a little better.
Very cute.
Okay, how are we doing on time? I think we're doing pretty well, actually.
Okay, yes. I know, I feel bad throwing out cards.
I do too.
Oh my gosh, Tom, are you done already? Oh, that's your cover. Love it. Very cute.
Okay.
And actually, our friend, we have a lot of creative, crafty friends, and one of them is Beth Kingston, and she actually does something with her Christmas cards. I think she just puts them on like a keychain.
She binds them
somehow. Oh, she binds them.
Yeah, I think she has like a book binder with like the rings.
Right.
And she invites people over, and she has like
a
binding
card
party.
making. Yes, that's right.
And then she has a book. Actually, that's how I really got the idea. You're right.
Oh, but steal from the best and make it your own.
Absolutely.
Did you already put the print paper inside the notebook? Not yet. We're getting there.
That's going to be the last step. All right. So here we have. Now, I do want to make sure that this is all down, just so it doesn't like bubble later. So you can take your paintbrush, put it in there.
The best part about this craft glue too is that it dries pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But you also have some wiggle room to work with it, and then also you have It dries clear.
It dries clear.
It dries clear.
It dries clear.
Ladies on the tables when you have people for entertainment. Yes, I love that. I love a good conversation starter.
And I actually think this is a great craft to do with a group of people.
Yes, to have like a little bookmaking party.
You could do
things. And actually, when we were talking with Kayla, who's our boss over at Fiskars, our liaison, she had mentioned kind of thinking of something like bookmarks, because we were kind of leaning into the idea of school starting and what we could do. And she had mentioned bookmarks or a book club, and I actually think something like this is perfect for like an activity for your book club.
Yes, like let's say you're having a book club for a year. How cute would this be for like a little notebook? You jot your notes in. You have this for the first one, and then this is like a book that you would jot your notes. You know?
Yes.
All right. So as you can see, I folded the spine.
Joe said, I'm going to do this craft with my students the first week back at school. Love to hear that.
I love that.
And anytime you make these projects or any of our projects, we love to see them. Uh-oh. Did we lose you?
Oh, are we here?
Oh, okay. Somehow I got kicked
Oh, gosh.
off.
Okay, for a second.
Wait, are we here? Okay. My other thing.
You guys are still good.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Wow, my heart just dropped. All right. But yes, anytime you do a project, share and do...
Oh, yeah. Share. Tag us. Tag Fiskars. Tag Michaels. They actually shared their hashtags earlier. Make it with Michaels. This way we can see your projects. Sometimes you'll even DM them to us, and we love to see them. It makes us so happy. We have no joy in our life, so so seeing your crafts really bring us joy.
Okay, our next step, we're going to keep this moving, is to create this decorative spine. Now, this is completely, you don't have to do this. It's optional, you know, but I think it's cute. I think it adds to it for sure. So we're going to take our paper cutter and we're going to cut it. You want me to do that?
Someone said, I'm sorry, I'm not on the chat anymore. I noticed you're bending and kind of shaping the book already, they were saying.
Yes. Sorry if you, I think we were kind of talking over that. I was just doing that. You don't have to do that yet. We're going to do that in the next step too. But yes, I just kind of followed the cardboard and just, manipulated the paper so it's all nice and formed. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right.
What did you say?
So the next thing
a Valentine's Day I Love You book.
Oh, that's cute. Cover the book, cut the corners.
How I love thee. Let me count the ways.
Okay. So our next thing is we're going to cut a piece of paper the same. Where did my book go? It's going to be the same as this spine. So it was, it's 6 inches. Wait, is that right? No. Let me regroup here. It is 2.5 inches by 4 and a quarter. There we go. Can I repeat that? It's 2.5 by 4 and a quarter. Do you want to cut it or you want me to?
Sure. You want to take this?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is for the
this is for the decorative spine. The decorative spine.
You want this piece? No, this.
Yeah, that piece.
And it's 2 inches.
2.5 by 4 and a quarter.
You know, I gotta say, if you follow us on Instagram, we go to a local fruit market. And last time they forced me to pay 4 cents.
Oh gosh, here we go.
And then today I was overcharged for my tomatoes. These people are nickel and diming me. Okay. Oh my gosh, how adorable. Okay, wait, 2.5 by 4
and a quarter, or 4.25.
Yeah, that's a quarter.
Right?
Yeah, because
sorry,
it's just the same length as this.
It's the same length as the book.
Same length as this. So
actually, wait, no, you want it longer. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
It's actually 6. Everybody, I am so sorry.
It's okay. What happens is we make these crafts way ahead of time and we try to revisit them and kind of have a clear idea of how we're going to share them. And sometimes it's just hard to review. So is it supposed to be this wide?
It's supposed to be that wide. So it's 2.5. And then you want it longer because we are going to fold
I did about 6.
Yeah, about 6. I'm so sorry, everybody. Yep, 2.5 by 6. Thank you, Lisa. And then we're going to center it the best we can, and we're going to glue it down.
Okay, I'm doing this.
Sure.
Okay, Andrew's tapping out.
Oh my gosh.
Andrew's tapping out.
Sorry. You know, I'm sweating so hard all of a sudden, but I'm actually kind of proud of myself because this is a lot of steps, and I kind of thought I was going to flub early on, and I'm like, okay, well, we've done well this far. If you have any questions,
he's
please.
going for the bronze medal here, folks. That's all. Just some type of medal.
Oh, as long as I place, you know.
I'm going to miss the Olympics.
I'm going to miss the Olympics too. I love having that on. And we don't watch sports in general, so it's exciting for us.
Okay, so now I'm going to kind of, added a little bit of glue with my paintbrush, and now I'm going to add it and do my best to center it. You know what's great too about the silicone mat here is there's a little ruler on this too.
Oh.
So I can even line it up. That's 7.5 about. So the middle would be, I don't know. So it's out of 4. Okay. And I'm going over.
You know, you don't have to be 100% centered with this because you're really not going to like ever look at it like that. You really just want it to be straight more than anything.
And I'm going to flip it and I'm going to fold it over. This is kind of like, I remember I'm having like flashbacks. I think we were watching Chucky at this point. And we actually used the binder clips here as well, just to hold this in place while it glues, just for that little bit of extra assistance and my craft assistant here.
You don't have to do that.
You don't have to do it here, but it does help just to secure the glue in place.
Anytime you can use what you already have on your table, it's like, why not, you know? And just so everybody knows, our book still has the binder clips. And if you want to take your binder, if you only have 2, you can take your 2 binder clips and do it to this.
And move them. Just going to kind of bend just to give it a little shape.
That looks great. Super duper fun. Okay, can you believe we're actually in the home stretch here, which is so wonderful. We just have to cut
all the chat. I feel bad. I can't talk to you all.
Do you want to swap places?
Yeah. Let me sit here so I can be here and hear what you guys got to talk about.
All right, we only have one more thing to cut, and that is going to be...
How much bigger are the cover cardboard pieces compared to the other notebook papers? Only just about 1 centimeter over.
Centimeter, yeah. Dennis eyeballed it, and it came out great. You just want it to be a little bit over. Do you see that little detail? Could even be 1 millimeter.
Is this 1 millimeter bigger than 1 centimeter?
Good one.
Hey.
Okay. So what I'm going to show you next is going to be this inner decorative paper. Now, what's really great about this is what's actually going to hold our pages inside our book. And it also just gives it a nice, you know, a nice like little pop of color. So Dennis, there's a piece of paper.
Andrew was actually the one who conceptualized this project and kind of put it together and took the time to measure and put it all together. And he actually taught me. And I thought that you just glue the paper in here. And he said, oh, no.
So we need 2 pieces of paper. It's essentially...
Oh my gosh, Mom Hum. So cute.
What this is essentially one of these pages doubled. So it's going to be... Where do I have that in my notes?
You can show your cheat sheet.
I do. I have this cheat sheet.
He still can't even read it.
I'm like a doctor without the money. I just can't read my handwriting. You know, like doctors have like horrible. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, it's going to be 6 by 4 1/4. So I'm gonna need 2 pieces that are 6 and 4 1/4. Oh, I'm so sweaty all of a sudden after that craziness.
If you have a Polaroid style camera and we're hosting, it would be super fun to leave the camera and the notebook. Yes, that's exactly the idea. And then they could put the photos in the notebook. So whether you're doing a baby shower party or a reunion or a graduation or a birthday party, and that's exactly what we're doing with them, Kayla, because we have holiday parties. We do a Christmas party, a Halloween party, and we always have our cameras out.
Okay, so I have one piece that's 6 by 4 1/4. And I'm going to do one more piece like that. So let me see. I think this is already 6. I'm using the Fiskars ruler. Yep, it's lined up. And then I'm going to do 4 1/4. And that was all the cutting we needed today. So
a lot of cutting.
Thank you, my dear friend.
We tried to warn you.
Now, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take my paper and I'm just going to fold it in half. And I'll use my bone folder to give me a nice crisp line. Now, if you don't have a bone folder, you could also use a credit card or just your finger.
Or the backs of your scissors.
The backs of your scissors. Thank you.
Or, yeah, they're really fun, so cute, utterly charming. You can make them any style, any size you want.
All right. So.
And they really do have that kind of like, oh, wow.
Yeah, they really do. Okay, so what we're going to do now is our pages are pretty dry over here. I'm going to unclip our binder clips. And what we're going to do is we are going to, I'm going to try to explain this the best I can. We're going to glue one side to our little notebook. So what we want the folded piece to go along the glued crease. So it's going to go directly on top once we glue it, and then you're going to be able to open it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because then we're going to glue this to here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to glue one side.
Do you need more glue?
I think I need more glue.
Oops. Also, what I love about this glue is it's very inexpensive.
Yeah.
It's very inexpensive. And they have like a whole bunch of different sizes too. Dressing up the inside, yes.
And there's so many ways you could just keep adding layers and layers of details to these books. I think they're so fun. You could add, Michael's has all these stickers. You could add stickers. You could use your cutting machine. Okay, so again, I have glue on one side and I'm lining it. I'm lining the folded part to the glued spine. So it's gonna go right on top of the piece of paper. And as I'm placing it, I just wanna make sure that it's all lined up. So it's laying flat against here. I want to press it down. I'm going to flip it over.
Why don't you show? So.
Oh, okay, yes. So as you can see, it's like, oh.
Yeah, and then you show the, yeah, exactly. Does that make sense? I feel like printer paper may bunch up or wrinkle. Yeah, probably. You're best to use like a heavier duty cardstock.
Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So this is the front. Now the back. So I want to make sure that I'm looking ahead and making sure I'm gluing the right side. So I'm going to repeat the process. How are we doing on time? Actually, I think
we're doing really well with time.
We were a little nervous with this class. We were like, oh gosh, is this going to be too fast?
Yes, that's why I was cutting away like
you were cutting so quickly.
A superhero.
Okay, and again, I'm lining this up to the glued spine.
Dennis, you're such a cut up. Hey, Zinga.
He's a cut above the rest. But you're not gonna laugh for that?
No, I already know it. Just kidding.
Okay, so our book right now has our decorative first page, beautiful, 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 24 pages, and then it ends the same way. How nice is that?
So cute. It really looks like adorable. A machine made it.
You know, I have to say, there is such a sturdiness to these two, which is so wonderful. All right, are we ready for the final step? I can't believe it. So I'm going to take these off. That looks great. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to make sure this is nice and folded.
Yeah, see, I missed a little glue spot there. But
that's okay. You know what? You miss a little glue spot, you just get it back a little later, you know? All right. So now we're not going to add any glue to the center, like Dennis thought. That's how I kind of thought it was going to happen too, but it's not. We're going to add glue to the other side of our decorative page, and then we're going to glue it in here.
The inside of the front cover.
Thank you.
We in this family, it's a lot of like, put the thing on the thing and make it go over there. And then it's half of saying, what is the thing on the thing? And what is the thing over there?
You know, the thing is the thing.
This is such a fun craft. There's so many upcoming events I can make these for. Yes, love to hear it. Connie said, put an embellishment all over it. Yes, like little charms, I think you kind of mentioned something like that, stickers.
Yeah. Okay, so when I'm doing this, I want to make sure I'm placing this in. It fits perfectly in the little groove we made. And then I'm going to press it and hold it down.
Shake your groove thing. This is, again, another, if you're kind of taking your time and kind of working a little bit and coming back to it, this is another great step to use your binder clips. I'm trying to think of what other projects. I feel like we've used the binder clips
this is the third time I'm doing this. Every time I do it, I think I should have just given a little more space.
Yeah.
You know? It doesn't really matter, but I think just a little more than I ever think. Yeah. All right.
Probably doing it a little more is better.
More is better than less. Do you see how beautiful this is? I love this, that you can see this little detail here. And now we're just going to finish it off by adding some glue here and closing it up.
Mabel said, what paper works? We're using different cardstock. We're using cardstock paper that we get in the packs. And then we're using the decorative cardstock that Michaels has in their paper aisle. Oh my gosh, Connie uses a binder clip for her toothpaste. I love that. I've actually seen that hack done before. We never do that, but it's always something I want to be doing.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm placing it in. And I'm really checking that it's nice and straight. And then,
oh, sorry. Oh, gosh.
Oh, he came in and... Does that look good?
Yeah, that looks great.
And then
I can't believe we all just did this.
Oh my gosh. I have to say, there is just something about that we took pieces of paper and made this that just makes me really happy. It just makes me smile. Look how beautiful this is. And you know what? I would let this dry before really handling it, but that's okay. So we have this beautiful cover, and we have 24 pages to do with whatever you want. You know, I'm the type of person, when I get a new notebook, I never touch it.
Right. We have tons of blank
because I'm always like, oh gosh, I don't know what I'm going to put in it. I don't want to ruin it. But what's great about this, you can just make another one. How cute.
Yeah.
Now, this is a great time if you have any questions to ask us, to ask.
Yes, we can go back to the main camera here to wind it down. Andrew just said ask questions, but we kind of wrap it up.
Yeah, we were going to wrap it up.
Why don't you glue the paper? I'm happy dancing right now. Yes, love to hear it. So cute. What kind of paper works on the machine? Cardstock.
Cardstock.
The binder cover paper I've made. Here, can you be doing that?
Yeah.
This angle is horrible for me.
That, oh gosh, I lost it. Oh gosh, so many questions.
No, you go down to the bottom.
Oh.
No.
That binder cover paper, I've made it shorter. Okay. Why didn't you glue the paper? Huh. Well, we did glue the paper. We just didn't glue the spine in. Okay. We do have to get to the giveaway, though. I'm sorry. I feel so giddy and elated that we did this. This is so fun.
Yes, please join us for our next class. We're going to do the giveaway now. Again, you're getting the bone folder, the silicone mat, the paper cutter.
You are also getting
the
heavy-duty, easy-change detail knife.
Yes, so many fun products.
This is a great one. Now, if you've been here before, you know that you have to email us or write us on Instagram or DM us the answer to this question. Now, you can Google the question. It can be wrong. It can be right. It doesn't matter. It's just about engagement. And speaking of engagement, you can follow us at Crafty Lumberjacks, follow Fiskars, and follow Michaels as well. The question is, you ready?
Yeah, so again, DM us your answers either through social media or email us at craftylumberjacks@gmail.com. We will only reach out again if you win. And we hope you join us for our next class. We're doing the cards on September 13th.
Oh
We've
boy, we lost the cards.
We've
Here they
lost the
are. Here they
cards.
are.
They're really cute. It's a great class for a beginner sewer. I'm going to be showing you how to do this stitch.
And I'll be watching. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to be stitching along too.
And today's trivia question is...
What U.S. state had the first library?
Boom.
What U.S. state had the first library?
Yes.
Get
again,
it?
DM us your answers or email us your answers. Thank you again for joining us today. Thank you to Michael's Fiskars. If you need to review any of these things, you can go to the YouTube video tomorrow or check out our website, craftylumberjacks.com.
Yes.
And we hope to see you next month. Thanks for crafting with us.
Bye, everybody.